What up, now, everybody? You are now in Black Top, where we try to get our act together and find strength and unity in the circle of life and friendship. I am Billy.
Yeah, he said he was Timbo, and I am Ray. It is dope to see you guys. Cool to be back, man. How y'all been?
I've
Well,
been
life is
good,
life.
man. What's up?
Hey, man, I feel that. I feel that. Well, what you mean, Timbo? Life is life. What's going on over there?
Uh, it's a lot, but mostly some art from
Okay.
overlooking.
Hey, I feel that. Feel that.
Yeah.
Get the
The
flow,
life
Uh,
Timbo.
of
yes, yes, yes. So, but yeah, just balancing that and the other things that I do along with I'm working full time now, and as y'all know, I'm dating, so it's just like it's a lot.
Hey, there we go. There we go. And Billy, it's nice to see you, man. I'm feeling the hoodie.
thanks, man. It's funny you said that this was a gift. I guess we'll talk about that later. But
For
yeah,
sure.
this was a gift. I really wanted to wear this. It's funny how it kind of worked out today. I'm a little concerned because I went to Starbucks today and I ordered. They have like this brown oat milk coffee with, and also a chocolate almond milk coffee. So I asked the lady to mix them so I could try to try the two flavors together. And I said decaf. I think somewhere when she was mixing, she forgot because I had two or three sips, and I am kind of wired. So this is why I don't really order caffeinated drinks
Right.
because I think I'm too sensitive. So we're gonna see how this goes, man.
All
Other
right,
than
man.
that, I'm good. How are you?
Hey, man, I feel that, man. We on high energy today. I like it.
Yes,
Um,
I guess.
no,
Good.
man, I'm good. I can't complain at all, man. It's just nice to be back, and kind of talking to you guys, and yeah, just excited to get into the episode and see kind of, what we can come about. We got some good stuff to talk to, some interesting albums, and we're into this book as well. So let's just jump off. Let's start with the album. Timbo, you want to start us off there?
Yes. This episode we listened to Deacon by Serpent With Feet. And yeah, so let's get into it. What did y'all think?
Caught me off guard. I didn't know what I was getting myself into,
Same.
but it's a
Yeah.
good album. It may not be one that I'm visit. I just don't things that the content doesn't resonate with me per se. Again, I had no
Got
idea what I got myself into, but the songs are well written. I guess like all music should be. Um, Pretty strong imagery sometimes. The album gets the point across, and it's just a good album, man. Even if it's not my bag, I still think it's a good album.
I feel
okay.
that. I see. I kind of agree with you there. I felt like it was a style of music that I like, but from a perspective that I was unfamiliar with.
Yeah,
But I still appreciated that, because that voice is still there, and I like that, because it's like certain stuff. Like I don't necessarily listen to Meg's last album just because the content isn't necessarily something that I like, but I appreciate her being able to go out there, and making that music for the people who are going to gravitate towards, and that's exactly how I felt with this. It's like the story, like you said, the stories were there, the music was good, and the content was there. It was awesome. It wasn't necessarily for me, but it was awesome just to that he put it out there, and it was a really good piece of work, I thought. What'd you think, Timbo?
yeah.
Yes, I was caught off guard like everybody has said, and what they have very easily talked around. But I mean, hey, it's a thing. It was a LGBT album. Uh, it was written from a gay man's perspective. It was a love story, several love stories actually. But I
Yeah.
agree with you guys. I just liked the soundings. I actually did. It gave me an experience, and that's what albums should be. They should be an experience.
Hmm.
You should take somebody to a different world, and that's what I aim to do eventually with my music. That's a side note. But yeah, so I actually listened to some more of the songs today, just so I could kind of familiarize myself again with the content before we talked about it. And still, I would be listening to him in the future because I want to hear what else he has to say, and how how everything will sound. Some of it was jarring, some of it was kind of comical. It was just he it was very unique, and that's what I appreciated the most about this album. And it was awesome because those stories need to be told too. The you know just because someone doesn't love the way you love, that doesn't mean that their voice is invalid, their life is invalid. So yeah, I was grateful for this experience.
What's up?
I 100% agree. Like all of those sentiments. You remember Old and Fine? That was one that was a little jarring, but I think one that kind of opened the doors towards later towards the album, but when it kind of opened my perspective, just how good of a song it was. And like you said, the stories from the other perspective. It's still a voice, still a very active
Hmm.
thing. And it was interesting to be in this world and to be in the mind of someone who just happens to like something different than me. But they're still the same emotions. There's still the same connectivity or the same need and want for love. And in that
Right.
exchange between, I thought that's why I think it's a pretty good album.
Yeah, I agree, man. It was just an overall just great story. It reminded me actually, now that we're speaking of it, there was a book called The Song of Achilles,
Right.
which was when I started reading, I didn't realize that it was about a gay love story. But when you get into it and you start to listen to it and you fall in love with these characters, and the story is just a great story. And that's kind of how I felt with this album too. It's just like it's just a great, just a great album. So, and I think it's cool because it's something, even though this was an album that we kind of picked that we wanted to listen to, it's kind of cool that it was something that we all were kind of caught off guard with and all kind of appreciate too.
For sure. Speaking of caught off guard, I love when I heard Nail's voice. That was
Yeah.
a great.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the song that I kind of like the most, I think.
That was,
Hmm.
and that dude was singing, man. He could sing. He was doing some fancy runs in there, man. Of course, singing is more than that, but it was entertaining for sure.
Oh yeah, and I do want to say I was impressed with Serpent with Feet, his voice too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's not, it's not like, because sometimes you have the singers, and it's very types, some do a little bit, some do a lot. And so, but
yeah,
I liked his voice. I appreciated it.
yeah. Same here.
All right, well, good stuff. So from there, we can move on to our album selection. This week we are choosing from something that we kind of want to listen to, or something that we kind of have our ear to. You guys got something picked out?
Mhm.
I do.
All right, what you got?
Sia, her last album was called Music.
Okay, what you got, Timbo?
Art Chic Dealer 4 is Miguel.
Okay.
When this come out?
It's sometime this year. I was late on it too. I just found out about it today.
Yeah, I didn't even know
But I
that
You
he
mean,
said,
it's
came.
a
I didn't know he
yeah,
had something.
it's an EP. It's only 4 songs. So
can you say that title one more time?
Art Chic Dealer 4,
Okay.
All right,
or it's either
and
Art Chic Dealer or Art Dealer Chic. Don't quote me, but just put it in the chat.
All right.
okay. And I have The Bitter Truth by Evanescence.
Okay.
Ah, um,
Yeah, I know you're an Evanescence fan. I know.
did y'all know that Victoria Monet came out?
Yeah,
No.
she's
I
talked
didn't.
about it quite a bit. She's by, yeah.
Well, I really just got put on from the Jaguar. I can't stop listening to Jaguar, so it just made me do a deep dive and try to figure out if I can learn any songwriting or
Mhm.
anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, no pun intended. And then I just the interview, and I just wanted to see what I could find about her, how she was, how she wrote, how she approaches music, and I found a interview where she talks about it. It's like, oh, that's interesting. I still let it out. I don't care. I love
Right.
that. I really, really like that album. I should stop using love so loosely.
Hey, there you go.
You said Bitter Truth by who again? Evanescence?
Evanescence.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Bring me to life. Okay. It's like, no.
Okay.
All right. So
Um,
I believe that what is my go to take one away?
yes.
So I will remove Sia.
I knew you was gonna remove Sia, man. I
I
just
know.
I felt
I like Sia too. I feel kind of bad, but not really.
hmm. Hmm.
You said the Miguel joint was an EP, Tim?
Yeah, it's only 4 songs too.
When was it released?
It was released this year.
And when was the Evanescence joint released? What year?
This year as well.
Oh, man. How many songs on the Evanescence joint?
It's a full album. I can't remember how many, but it was just something because I didn't even realize that they had something else, and I hadn't heard them since like high school. I remember really liking some of the old stuff.
All right, man. My gut is telling me to go with Evanescence, so we will listen to Evanescence.
Hmm.
So we're
Yeah,
gonna take a
it
listen
is 12 songs on there. All right, cool. The Bitter Truth,
to Better Truth.
Evanescence.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right, so from there, we are jumping into the book that we are currently reading. We are on chapter 6 of Love Languages by.
Doctor Gary Chapman,
There we go.
the doctor.
Um, and this chapter was entitled, it was Receiving Gifts are,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so interesting. We're chugging along. This is, I believe, our third language that we're kind of breaking down, and we're starting to kind of get into what each language means and different ways to show your partner, if they speak that love language, how to kind of best show that you love them and speak into a language like theirs. Yeah. So, what did you guys think?
Well, it says
Not everybody at once now.
well, no, I was just skimming through. It says the author describes a gift as a physical emblem that one looks at from time to time that inspires you to remember and truly think about someone that you care for. That's just a note from somebody online. But yeah, it, I was thinking about how many gifts I keep buying for my girlfriend.
Hey, there we
That's
go.
what I was thinking about, and just I didn't even know that maybe I've also learned through this whole process that I operate in more love languages than I thought I did. Like,
Hmm.
I just the test revealed a couple, but I've developed even more. So, uh, yeah, and just the history of people giving gifts and like how it's been done since the beginning of time, and it's just to me that speaks to how intrinsic that is. It's like it's just something in us that makes us do that.
Right, right. That
Yeah.
was something that I thought was interesting too when he kind of started speaking about how culturally from different cultures it was always something that would reoccur no matter where he was kind of looking into. So I thought that that was kind of cool. So maybe there is something to, that kind of gift giving. And I also found it interesting because personally, it's not a love language that I necessarily associate with. And to my knowledge, I don't believe that it's my partner's at least primary love language either. So it was a little interesting reading this chapter because it's not something that I could necessarily outwardly relate to. I mean, yes, I appreciate the gifts and I definitely love to give gifts, but um maybe not, like I said, as my primary language. So it was just really cool kind of just looking at it. I think the most influential thing I took from it was just that if receiving gifts is your primary language, it doesn't necessarily have to always be like a designer gift or something like that. Sometimes it's
Right.
just the thought of, finding a
And people say that
feather
all the time,
from
but
a
that's
walk
just
or,
yes,
just
simple thing,
anything. Yeah, exactly. So
and
I
it's
thought that
true.
that was really cool. And he even gave an example back with parents, right? When they appreciate their kids bringing in like flowers from outside. And I remembered my mom actually having that very same thought when I bought her like dandelions in when I was a child. And I was like, oh, I
Oh,
got you flowers. Little did I know, like, it's a weed from outside. But that was something
a
that
very
was
healthy
important
week.
for her and something that she remembered too. So um, I kind of, it was interesting seeing the importance of receiving gifts in certain circles. Yeah, but it was just an interesting chapter. All in all, just more and informative for myself. What'd you think, Billy?
Uh, I really enjoyed the chapter. I guess as I've enjoyed all these other chapters. I used to be concerned that giving gifts was about feeding the ego and not about, um, I guess, caring for a person. I guess I didn't think that I like gifts, but I do, even though I can do without. If you don't buy me gifts, I'm not going to hold it against you. But if you do buy me gifts, I mean, you're worth just as much to me as if you bought me something as if you didn't. But
Mhm.
this hoodie is the first time I'm wearing this hoodie. This hoodie was a gift. I love the fact that it was a gift. I kind of don't want to wear it because I don't want it to be get messed up. It's just the fact that somebody like, hey, you want to get something? I'll get you something. Here you go. Just
Mhm.
because you like it, you can have it. There's this my pastor and his wife. They went to Cozumel, or I guess they did a tour or wherever they went some places, and they brought back some drumsticks from the Hard Rock Cafe in Cozumel.
That's
So
nice.
they're like this black and kind of flame paint job on them, and it's just so cool that for one, y'all thought about me when y'all were out there. Simple, just a simple thought. Let's get us some drumsticks, whether you play with them. I'm not going to play with them. They're still in the plastic, and they are
Hmm.
stuck to my wall because it's
I
just
noticed
awesome.
them. Last time I was over there, I noticed them.
And that I think also it's a souvenir from a place I've never been. I might not be able to go. That was sealed from the air and warmth of Cozumel. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that name, but it is, man. And
Hmm.
I got a piece of that place with me. I wouldn't have been able to have had they not gone somewhere and thought about me enough to buy
Mhm.
something to bring it back. A souvenir. I think that's amazing. I guess before, for me, gifts or things or just buying things was about filling a void. So I think I just kept that in my mind concerning other people too. And I just didn't want to feed my ego. I didn't want people to buy me gifts because it's not going to make me a better person. Of course, there are things that can help you, help your life easier, make your life easier, or just something that's nice to have. But it's also nice for you to keep that money in your pocket, save it, put it in an investment, make it grow for you. Don't waste it on me trying to find a way to feel better about myself with some item.
Mhm.
Everything, sometimes we feel like the things on the outside are what fix our problems, but no, it's just internal. You know what I mean? So I had that relationship with gifts, and I didn't realize how many of the gifts I do like, and how many of the gifts really mean. Like that Earth, Wind, and Fire album, I
Mhm.
really enjoyed that album.
Super
I
dope.
really, and I enjoy it for, and I don't buy collection albums like best of or number ones or whatever because you hear them on the radio. But Earth, Wind, and Fire is a different case. Their music was good. It's not just about singles. They had great music. But
Mhm.
I found a new song from that album that I was able that brought me through a bad day at work because the guy who was doing like a live performance was singing it. I was having a rough little patch, and I connected with that song because somebody bought me the album as a gift.
That's dope.
You
That
know,
that is
just
dope,
the
man.
trail through life, man. That's just amazing. And I guess the more gifts you buy, the more you open people up to these experiences that they
Hmm.
tie directly to the relationship from the
Mhm.
giver. And I
Hmm.
think that's awesome. I thought I didn't. I like giving gifts. If I know it's not for you, it's not just about you just getting something. A lot of us just want something. You just, if it was from a person that you love, a person, a stranger up the street, you'd be like, oh yeah, I take it because you want something. That doesn't mean you want a token of love. You just want something. And
Mhm.
sometimes like that line gets blurred to me, so I'm a little apprehensive when it comes to gifts. But
Hmm.
I am learning how much of a difference it does make. They don't always have to be expensive. And I think sometimes people just want gifts regularly to see that you care enough or you're still thinking about them. It's not so much about the gift as it is the act. And
Mhm.
I just misconstrued a lot of times. I'm still a gift giver. I like to give gifts, but that was just lying to me. I'll go somewhere and
Hmm.
if I think it's really cool and this scarf or nice in this jacket, I'm gonna get it because I think it's cool. I think you should have it. I want you to be able to put yourself together, have fun putting on an outfit, or have fun doing this. Have fun. I just want your life to be better because I'm in it, or more fun because I'm in it. I feel like relationships should be like a thing of refuge, which is like probably not possible because
Mhm.
relationships don't always that way. They can be, but
Mhm.
relationships are bigger than that. But I just want to make you have. I want to add to the fun of living because living is hard. You
Hmm.
know, and
Feel that.
Woo.
sometimes,
Child,
sometimes
I felt that.
a simple yes makes all the difference for a person. For me, I'd be like, I'd be the same whether you give me a gift or not. or I'm gonna treat you the same, whether you give me a gift or not.
Right.
It's off on a lot of points, man, a lot. But yeah, it better bridge that gap for me. It's just a bunch of gaps where I understand things in part. Uh, Basically, just because I spend so much time, I think to myself and not sharing those experiences with people. That's with the reference or with the emotional connection. That makes sense.
Hmm.
And so I guess that's where it comes from. I learned a lot from the chapter.
Yeah, yeah, man. This book overall has been very informative. Like you said, just bridging the gap, right, and those connections, and because you interact with people, so often, and you can talk to these people their whole life, and then you can read a chapter and be like, oh, certain such and love languages are shown like this, and you look at the next person like, oh, that's because you speak this language, so you appreciate these things, and you kind of see things like this, and so maybe you think about, and it's like you will have a completely different understanding of it, and it's really cool to have that so far, in this chapter, and we're only on the third one, so it'll
Yep.
be kind of cool just to go forward and see. Do you guys know which one the next one is for chapter 7? What language it is?
Remember.
I can't remember either.
Let's see. It'll be 7, chapter 7.
Yeah.
So that'll be.
Dude, the thing with Doug and his wife kind of messed me up. The dude that kept playing baseball, softball, and she was like, "Love
Yeah.
softball." For me.
Oh, acts of service. Sorry.
Acts
Hmm.
of service. Okay, that'll be an interesting one.
Hmm.
I
No,
was
but yeah, but to your point, Billy, that was interesting though, because he was like legit, like, wait, I did everything right, and I'm still wrong, and that kind of harkens back because there were times, at least in my relationship, where I kind of feel like, well, I think I did that situation pretty right, yet I still, things didn't necessarily go right. So, and it's just interesting, just the love languages. Sometimes they get crossed,
Yeah.
and sometimes, even your best intentions, sometimes, it
for
happens,
15.
it's just understanding intent of your person and understanding where they're coming from and knowing that it's all from love, so you can kind of get past those things, as the couple did eventually, thanks to Dr. Chapman anyway.
Doctor. I'm sorry.
He held on to that 2 events for 15 years. They were really big events, though. I don't see why my man said stay in the hospital. I don't know why he left. You could have stayed in the hospital.
He was excited, man. He said he came back to the hospital though. When I came back that night, like, man, wait, you left? I
Yeah.
feel you. I wouldn't have left, right? So this had to be before. I guess for those listening and those watching as well, who haven't read the book, there was a point where there was a man who had a baby. Well, his wife had the baby, and he was excited. And in his excitement after the baby, he went to the softball team and kind of, in his words, to show them the pictures, because he was just so excited and happy. And when he came back, was surprised that his wife was upset about it. So, and it was just for a little context there about what we're talking
Hmm.
about. Um,
We appreciate that, but um, Ray. I was calling you baby. It's like, hold on,
Go
wait,
read
wrong person.
because it's very eye opening. Because there were some things that there was even though he should have been there for her, she also needed to speak up to him. He was the type of person where he couldn't read her mind. They just like you said got the signals crossed. He thought he was doing the right thing. It just wasn't enough,
hmm
and he didn't
It's
know.
and it's
Just he
so
still
interesting,
and now you're like he loves softball more than me. That's it for 15
right?
years.
For 15 years to hold on to that memory of like that can't be healthy, right?
But he
For
did
something,
leave.
I mean, he did, but did he leave because he loved softball more? I don't. I mean, he left because it sounded like because he was a stupid man, honestly. Like, but I don't know if
He
it was
left.
necessarily a lack of love.
Yeah, exactly. But it shaped her view or her view of
Hmm.
the love relationship so much. And that was something that I guess they hadn't talked about, but they had to have counseling about. And he had the purest of intentions. The
Exactly.
purest.
And
Just
even the
goes to show.
other example, right? Because he was like, "Well, I'm sure she didn't tell you that the week before I was off of work that whole week, and I was over there and doing X, Y, and Z." But and that was interesting, right? Because the point that Dr. Chapman was making is that with giving and receiving gifts, time and presence is also very important. You know, you have to give your presence too, especially in times of need if your partner is speaking the language of receiving gifts. So that was kind of what
Preach.
that was, is this, even if you did all of this stuff before, during her time of need, you weren't necessarily there, and that's kind of what she holds on to, or what she held on to.
That's
And
the
I
worst
remember,
time to be absent-minded too.
I know, but he didn't even feel like he was
I
absent-minded, right? Because he
know,
was
I
there,
know.
and he
That's the
said, "Well, there was
problem,
nothing
though.
else I felt like I could have done." Like, oh man, that's gotta suck, right? Because you like,
He exhausted all of his options. He's like, no, I did everything. There's nothing else I can fathom to do. And she's like, what do you mean? Oh, there's something else. You
yeah.
and
So,
he just didn't know. I'm the kind of person, a lot of like trouble spots, I like to handle myself, probably
mhm,
by default. You know what I mean? So if somebody passed away, like I'm kind of the person like leave me alone, don't talk to me. Not don't talk to me, but let me have I need my alone time. When somebody may need, no, I need somebody here. So for
right,
me, I just have like a fundamental difference, or just a difference for people. A lot of people need somebody there for their rough times or through the rough times, especially when you hold that position. For me, I'm kind of like, well, I understand you got a life. Like the lady who said that you can only get 2 hours off your job. She was like, no, my husband needs me. I'm taking a whole day. I'm
right.
like, I'll be okay. I'll see you when you get off of work. Keep your job.
Yeah,
I'm that kind of
that's how I would have been too. I feel that.
person. We can talk when you get off.
Right. I'm like, I will be fine. I can get myself through
But
it. Like,
not everybody is like
I
that.
got it. Like, nah.
Especially talking about losing jobs.
man,
You want me to be here, but you also want me to pay these bills. So which way you want me to choose right now?
hey,
I'm over it. You see, you also want me to pay these bills, so
that's the
mm,
truth though.
It's but I'm thankful for at least having to ask myself the questions and being having a better look into another person's perspective and being able to understand the value of these things, even though
Hmm.
they don't they aren't necessarily as valuable to me. They could be, but they are. I can see why they're valuable for somebody else. So it's definitely helped me a lot, to say the least. Yes.
I feel that. All right, so it'll be cool to go into chapter 7 and kind of go from there.
cool, cool.
So our next segment, I believe, is going to be our betterment section, right? For your betterment, I believe
Yes.
that Timbo has something kind of cool over there. What you got for us?
Okay. Well, I've been taking lion's mane and a rhodiola, just as an overall wellness supplement. There are different ways you can get it, I'm sure. Uh,
Oh, you said
and it's
lion's
just
mane and what?
rhodiola is
Okay.
RHODIOLA. So yeah, I that was the correct spelling because I thought it was something totally different before. But it's it so far I've been doing it for how many days? I've been probably for about 6 or 7. The way I take it is kind of potent, so I kind of space it out somewhat.
Mhm.
But I have noticed a difference. There are have been days where definitely it's easier to handle my stress. I've
Okay. So is
definitely
it
been
for
more.
energy, or what is it
It's for a
exactly
bunch of
for? Like
things.
a vitamin or?
It's for energy. It's for stress relief. It has antioxidant abilities. I'm a type 2 diabetic, so it also helps with that. Uh, and it can prevent heart disease and cancer. So they've done tests with, I believe, animals, some mice, and but also with humans. And so, but yeah, I've been just noticing a difference and a little bit more pep in my step, not feeling as stressed, not feeling as over my day as I usually get. Like I was at work and I was really be able to just and was learning to do that before, but it's easier with this. It's just to like stay in the space where I'm not bothered by anything. Not saying I don't get stressed out, I do, but it's just I'm going to continue taking it because I'm just liking it. And like I said, it helps with circulation. So I've just been really appreciating what it's been able to do. It's going to be something I'm probably going to continue. I think I've also, no, I'm talking about continue for like the rest of my life because I think it also uh, prevents against like Alzheimer's because it helps with brain function. So yeah, it's really lit for me.
Okay. Ah, that's what's hot. That sounds really cool. It was something as I get older, I wanted to start thinking about like a multivitamin. I don't know, man. You start thinking about stuff like that, and I start to feel, a little dated. Looked in the mirror one day, I was swirling my hair, and I'm getting a little thin up top. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? So I don't
Yeah.
know.
So I mean, it's making this is 30 easier. That's what it's doing so far.
Cool.
Oh man, that's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did you have anything in that betterment section, Billy? I
Yes,
didn't
it's
really.
something that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
What were you gonna say?
I was just saying I didn't really have too much in the betterment section other than um this past actually a week ago now I got my little second dose on the vaccine. So
Okay.
just
Yeah.
just a little shout out for everybody. If you can, if you want to, definitely go out there, get vaxxed up so we can all go out and kind of just continue to live life if that's what you choose to do. And if not, then then don't. But if you want to, definitely go out there. And other than that, man, just on some betterment stuff, just remember to take time for yourself, man. Life is so hard out here, man. Even if it's only like the little 10 minutes when you get in, you got to go like to the bathroom just to kind of just take a moment and de-stress before you actually have to go, make that dinner or go help the kids with homework or go, just time for self. We
Hmm.
we do so much running around. Just remember to take time for you.
It's important.
Yeah, but what's up, Billy? What you got?
I want to share two things about this COVID thing, right? The two people who have had either one dose or both doses
Mm-hmm.
of their vaccine. One person had paperwork. Nope, I was about to set you up. That's a lie. That got fixed. Another one said that they told her the vaccine is not for preventing the virus, it's so that you don't get it as bad. Have you heard anything like that?
And to my knowledge from what I've been told is that it's not 100% effective for preventing you from getting the virus. That you can still get it. It is less likely that you will get it, depending on what strain it is, because we got different variants out there now. But
Right.
it is 100% likely that you will be less sick if you were to get it.
Gotcha.
So, at least from what I've been told.
Okay. What I was thinking. So, on to other news. Uh, I want to be a better songwriter. I am putting in more work to be a better songwriter and come across this useful tool that I'm going to start using and see how much it works. It's already working a little bit. I got this guy on YouTube. The name is Holistic Songwriting, and this is the worksheet. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can.
Can you read it?
Yes. I
Okay,
can't read everything under progression.
so you
Oh,
got
there we
your
go. Yeah.
chorus here, and then you got how your unique verse ideas feed into your hook. And this is just where you keep track of your concepts, lines that come in as soon as you get them, and just ideas that you think can blossom into better lines, and then make sure that your song keeps a forward motion, so that the song up progression going. And I think that it's a good tool, and I'm going to use it and see how much it works out. Again, it's holistic songwriting. It's called a lyric canvas. And yeah,
Mhm.
more you
That's cool. How long have you been using it?
know. 24 hours.
Okay, there we go. Hey.
24 hours.
All right,
So,
cool. So we'll check back in and see how that's going. But that's really cool. It seemed like something like that would kind of help you, just have a flow. Just like a little just a worksheet almost, just like okay, let me just kind of stay on task and kind of go from there. So
That's what it's
yeah.
about. Proven flow and efficiency. And yeah, that's just what I'm working on. So you're gonna see, like you said, see if it works. I think it's already helping me. At least, even if I'm not writing in the squares, I'm thinking about what the squares represent, and then
Exactly.
kind of squaring off and sectioning off, my lines and my verses, and making sure they give a unique meaning to the chorus each time the chorus comes around. I think that the meanings build, which is
Right.
something else that I got from another songwriting book. So it seems to be pretty consistent. So hopefully it helps somebody.
Nice, nice. I'm interested to see kind of what comes from it.
mhm.
All right, so
Yeah.
from there, If we don't have anything left on the betterment section, we can definitely jump into some of these questions. Because I
Yeah.
know that we should have a nice
Better,
full hat of questions.
betterment questions like those.
All right. Let's see what we got. Put this thing down. It's gonna fall. It fell. So, what is something that what is that really annoys you but doesn't bother most people?
Um, Something that annoys me that doesn't bother me. Man, okay.
Tough one.
For me personally, it's probably the lack of a plan. I'm a real, what is it, a type
Uh,
A when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I like to have like little plans. And sometimes you got to be go with the flow and you just
not in
don't have a
traffic.
plan.
Not in
And
traffic. We've had this conversation before, specifically in traffic, and like, yo, I don't like not knowing where I'm going and when I'm supposed to make a turn.
the,
I need to know ahead of time. We can't go with the flow right now. I got like 17,000 cars behind me. I need to know if I'm turning here or 200 feet in front of me. I need
nah,
to
you're
know.
right. True that. But I'm like that with just about everything. I'm like, oh, well, if we can make a plan, let's plan for it. So because why not? Because then if this happened, then we got a contingency for it. And I get it. That is something that it don't bother a lot of people. Sometimes I know my wife just look at me like, look, dude. But
There is no plan.
right, like
It's not happening.
it ain't happening. Or if I come and ask her like 2 weeks before we do something, like, oh, so what are you thinking about? 3 weeks from now, she'll be like, wait, like, can we got to do this now? Like, that kind of thing. So.
But you see, like all the results, all the failures from people who don't do it now.
See, it's practical with like big stuff, right? Like if we're like going on vacation and like we trying to pick hotels and itineraries and stuff, then my planning is awesome, right? But if it's just like what we want to do for the weekend, it's like, do we really have to plan that now? Like, do we have to figure out what time we gonna be at the museum if the museum is open all day?
Yes.
To me, I kind of want to know when we gonna go to the museum, but I also understand that that's something that is me, not necessarily everybody.
It needs to be more people because y'all probably some people probably take that same mentality with the mall. Like, yeah, it don't matter what time we get to the mall, and then want to come like 2 minutes before I close my doors.
Oh yeah, those probably your favorites, right?
Nah, man. No, no, I'm not having that. Plan your time out, please.
Oh
I
man.
know, man.
That's him. That's Billy.
Man, Timbo, what you got, man? I'm not sure. I know it's annoying me, but I'm pretty sure they annoy other people too.
Okay. People
Talk to
being
me.
on speakerphone, having a
Oh,
conversation on speakerphone in
uh,
public.
Yeah.
I don't ever say nothing to the person, but I think it's so ghetto. I think it's so like classless. That's just me. People gonna come from my head in the comments, but it's just like,
I feel you though.
I
I
mean,
agree with you on that one.
to take it a step further, I don't like when people do music like that. And if you in a public space like the
yep,
mall,
same thing, same thing. I hate it.
Mhm.
you got like Sada Baby at 101 on your phone volume. Like,
I'm
yo,
so over it.
It's a
no
dope
shade to Sada.
song. It's a
Let
dope
me play
song.
Sada Baby. Just play it in your headphones, bro. Like,
Right. They don't
chill.
have them
What's
sometimes.
going on? Or you got a Bluetooth speaker that you invested in a Bluetooth speaker, but you
Right.
want to get
That's crazy. They be doing it on the corner. Like, come on now.
Man, but if
People
I
have to
play it
sleep.
in my earphones, how is everybody gonna hear it?
I mean, you're right, because I'm only thinking
Basically, that's how they think.
that's not fair, right?
That's
Two perspective.
exactly how they feel.
Respectful. I
So
Oh
don't know.
man, no, I feel you, man. I don't know if that's an age thing because I'm to the point now where I don't even like listen to
No,
my music super, super loud when I'm like driving. Like I remember at one point my music used to always be on whatever the highest was, but now it's not so much.
yeah.
Actually, now it's cool because when I slow my car down, the music turned down by itself, and when I speed up, it turned up. There's something in the car,
mhm.
like it's the little things, man. I'm like, oh, that's kind of dope.
Trying to be like you when I grow up.
Hey, man. I'm trying to be like me when I grow up.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank. A bunch of things annoy me. But
Mhm.
I try to just be chill about it and say, okay, it's not personal because it all most of the stuff happens at work and just let it go. I don't know what annoys me that doesn't bother other people.
See, for
Maybe
you at work is probably what, like people coming in with the mask or not on, or I don't know. Do y'all have that happen? No, that look said
all
it all. That's funny.
that annoys me is people's entitlement when they come into the mall. That's really annoying because it almost comes off of like a perfume in itself. That's
Mm,
not it's not fair for me to just label it entitlement. I think it's entitlement. It's just little ways of just an arrogance. Like you're not talking to a person on the other end. I'm just a thing in between
mm.
you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that rubbed me the wrong way too. I hate when people, you know,
Oh man. Uh
like you said, it come off like a perfume. That's true though. You can
you
almost see it, man. Like, oh, here we go.
can. I hate sometimes you can just see it on you can just see something on people. You know when it's about to be something when you come in here. I
Hmm.
and then it is most of the time, not all the time. But yeah, man, little things. I think smacking is probably one of them. And people smack when they eat.
Yeah, and see, that's something that people probably don't realize that they do.
Nope, they don't. My uncle
Okay.
got it bad. My uncle got it so bad that I can't be annoyed by it because my dad is so annoyed by it. And I just be laughing at them. He's like, come on, man. We stop that. He used to do that when we was kids. And he'd be smacking on my dad's food because it's so good. And he's like, come on, man. Why you gotta be so loud?
Oh, that is so funny.
I love it, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. I guess that's what some stuff that annoy me. I try not to let it get to me though.
All right,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, folks, please tell us what annoys you that may or may not annoy a bunch of other people. Ray, where can they do that at?
You can find us at the Blacktop Asylum at gmail.com
Yes.
or Blacktop Asylum, one word, on Instagram or on Facebook at Billy. Where we at on the book?
It should be the same thing. Should
Okay,
be.
cool. Blacktop Asylum. I think it's three words there.
No, I think it
Blacktop
might.
Asylum.
I mean, whether it's two words or one, I assume we're the only ones with such a name.
There we go. So connect with us there,
Yes.
and we look forward to connecting with you guys back.
Yes, if you like the show, please let us know. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, the black top is now closed.
Peace.
Peace.